Greetings to you all. Welcome to this episode. We want to know, we've talked about investing in poultry, investing in layers, and investing in 300 birds. We are using 300 birds as an example. We've done a video on how much you're going to spend to start this project. But it's good also we know how much money are we expecting or are we going to make from this business. My name's Antonio Innocent Mdongi, your full-time poultry expert up to master's level and nutrition, to be specific. If you're new to our YouTube channel, guys, you're at the right place. Hit the subscribe button, like, and share as much as you can. We bring you super amazing content, and this is content you love and learn much. Hey guys, this one has been one of the best videos and episodes whereby we have fully or are going to fully understand how much money we're making. And if 300 birds can give us this much, what about times 10? 3,000 or even 5,000 birds? Okay, let's dig deep. And also, in order for you to have this, it must be ceteris paribus, all factors held constant. We'll guide you much and how you can increase these returns in our masterclass. The link is in the description. I hope you'll just enjoy that masterclass. In this video, we want to see how much money should we expect in a project of 300 layers. So we've done a video on the costing. Now, we want to break it down into 3 phases. Why? A layer's chicken bird will not lay an egg every day. Like a layman will tell you, birds will lay an egg every day. No. We've discussed and said laying is directly proportional to age between week 16 and week 36. And so in our math, we are going to say, let's say between week 18, that's when some laying would have started. So week 18 and week 36, let's give an average of 80% production. We shall say, allow me to use a calculator because some of you said I'm not good in maths. So I have a calculator here. We have 300 birds. Between week 18 and week 36, production is averaged at 80%. Okay? Now, let's say 36 weeks minus 18 weeks, we are having exactly 18 weeks of production. During these 18 weeks of production, our birds are going to be laying at an average of 80%. Now we shall say 300 birds laying at an average of 80%. That is 240 eggs a day. Okay? Now, if our birds are going to give us 240 eggs a day, how much are we going to sell an egg? Remember, we are farmers, so it means that we shall sell our eggs at wholesale prices. Let's use the lowest price, which is 380 shillings per tray. We shall say, then how much is an egg going to be? An egg is going to be about 12.6 shillings, Kenyan shillings. We shall say 380 divided by 30 eggs, which form a tray, to give us 12.66667 shillings, multiplied by 240 shillings. Sorry, eggs. So the sales of eggs in a day between week 18 and week 36 is going to be 3,040 shillings. Get it right, I don't want to confuse you. Now, that is output. What about input? Our input is going to be feeds, because we said at this point feed will constitute 95%, actually 97% cost of production. We shall say feed intake is directly proportional to egg count. When the birds increase their egg count, we also increase the amount of feed consumed per day. We shall move from 100 grams between week 18 and week 36. Then we move to 120 grams between week 36 and week 52, which will be peak production. And then now we drop gradually from 120 grams up to 100 grams between week 52 and week 100. Let's go back to our math. I'm not confusing you. Let's do the cost of feed between week 18 and week 36. In a day, one bird is going to consume 100 grams. For 300 birds, they are going to consume 30 kgs. What is the cost of commercial feed per kilo? The cost of commercial feed is 60 shillings per kilo. So if the birds are consuming 30 kilos of feed per day, it simply means that our birds are going to consume 60 shillings times 30 kilos, which is equals to 1,800 shillings. We take the cost, we take the output, which is 3,040 shillings. Then we deduct 1,800 shillings. Then now we are left with the profit. Of course, not factoring in labor. So we shall say 3,040 shillings minus 1,800. We are going to make 1,240 shillings per day if we are going to raise 300 birds between week 18 and week 36. Okay? Our birds should be laying at 80%. So in a nutshell, this tells us that it is almost 50-50, which I can use it as a null hypothesis during our master's research, that a bird will produce 50% in returns of what it consumes. Now, we shall say, if we are making 1,240 shillings a day, here we have 18 weeks times 7. We have 126 days times 1,240 times 1,240. So we are going to make a profit of 156,240 shillings in the first 18 weeks. Not bad. At least they'll be feeding themselves, and at least we'll be left with something which you can push back to the first 5 months, like that I talked of in the previous video. Now, let's save this one and go to the next one. Let's say now, between week 31 and week 52, what are we going to make? We shall say 52 weeks minus 31, we get 21 weeks. So during 21-week production, our birds will be at peak production. Of course, for us, we've hit up to 96-97% production. But in this case, I'll use the lowest percentage production, which is 95% production. So we shall say, during this 21-week period, the birds are going to be producing at 95% production. So for 300 birds times 95%, the birds are going to be giving us 285 shillings. An egg is costing us 12.67 shillings. So our sales per day are going to be 3,610. But remember, we've got a cost of feeds. Our birds at this stage are not consuming 100 grams. Our birds are consuming on average 120 grams per day. So we shall say our birds are feeding at 120 grams per day times 300 birds. Our birds are going to be feeding 36 kilos of feed per day. And a kilo of feed commercial will be 60 shillings. So it will be 36 times 60 shillings. It means that our birds are going to be feeding 2,160 shillings a day. How much are we selling in eggs? Our egg sales are 3,610. So then we shall say our birds are producing 3,611 shillings a day, but they are consuming 2,160. So it will be minus. So it means that in a day we shall be making a profit of 1,451. We have 21 weeks of production. It will be 21 weeks times 7, which is 147 days times 1,450. So it means that in this phase, we shall make a profit of 213,150. I've not factored in cost of labor. Then now we go to the final phase, which is now the extended phase between week 53 and week 100. During this period, we shall say 100 minus 53. We shall have 47 weeks of production. And our birds will be producing on average 75%. So it means that 300 birds producing at 75%, it will be 225 eggs a day. 225 eggs a day. Yet the birds will have dropped their consumption back to 100 grams. So it means that 227 eggs will be produced with 30 kilos of feed a day. So 227 eggs will be produced with a cost of 1,800 shillings, simply because a kilo of feed is going for 1,800, is going for 60 shillings. So it will be 60 times 30 kilos, and we get 1,800 shillings a day. Then we say 225 eggs a day times 12 shillings and 67 cents. In a day, we will be selling eggs at 2,850. But our cost of production is 1,800. So we'll be only making 1,000 shillings. Times 47 weeks, which equals to 7 days a week. So in the last phase, 300 birds will give us a profit of 345,000 exclusive of labor, water and light. Now we shall say 345,600 shillings will add to the much we made in the first cycle of production. Where is it? So in the first cycle, we made a profit of 156,240. So then we add 156,240. And then we add money made in the second cycle which is equal to 213,150. 213,150. Good. Do you know how much you have made? So 300 birds in the entire cycle of 100 weeks will give us a profit of 715,000 shillings as a profit. Is it worth it to invest in poultry production? These margins can go way higher. If at all, you can make your own feeds, affordable feeds, not cheap feeds, affordable feeds, and pay attention to the required routine management practices so that you can push your production from an average of 95 to 96%. You can push your production from 80% and increase it way to 80-something percent, and increase your production in the life cycle way from 75% to about 80%. You can make even $1 million plus. I love you so much, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Now we know how much we can spend and how much we can make from 300 birds. Keep it M Agriculture. And remember, guys, we have a masterclass for you. I've shared a link in the description. Bye-bye.